To celebrate Finance Month 2024, the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy is hosting a two-day business conference at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex in Scarborough. The conference, which begins on Monday, targets small and medium enterprises with a goal to help them grow their businesses, adapt to market challenges and seize business opportunities in an ever-changing environment. To tell us more this morning about this is Finance Secretary Councillor Petal Ann Roberts. Good morning, Councillor, and welcome.
Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us this morning. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. Let's get straight into the conversation. What inspired the theme for this year, Finance for All, Empowering Growth?
It's really about emphasizing our inclusivity, collaboration, and our education on financial literacy and also that economic development. And I just want to take this opportunity now to just correct something you just said, that it's a two-day conference. Actually, it's one day. We'll have one day on Monday where we will be networking, have a networking event in the form of a social event. It's a cocktail with our SMEs. And on Tuesday, we will be having our first business conference of its kind that is targeting our small and medium enterprises. But really and truly, the theme is encompassing all the activities we will be having for Finance Month this year in November, starting with Money Moves, which is really targeted towards school children. We went to the primary schools targeting age 9 to 11 and really just educating and sensitizing them about financial concepts, the importance of budgeting, how to spend wisely, the values of money, and all these things that they need to know to help them become better citizens from that very young age.
Definitely. And as you mentioned that with primary school students in particular, can you elaborate on why it is so important for the office to go into primary schools and start this financial literacy from such a young age? Because, of course, it's not something that we see in the curriculum itself.
We believe that teaching financial literacy at this age is very crucial, as it builds responsible citizens. Money management is very critical, especially at an early age, because children start seeing money, I think, from the time they come out of the womb. But really understanding the value of it, equipping them with skills to not to be wasteful, how to maximize the best out of your money. And I'll tell you, when we went to the primary schools, I actually visited Delaford Anglican. When we went to that school, the children were very engaging. And we asked them a couple of questions, and to hear some of the responses from them, you can tell that we are really targeting the best group because they have already an understanding of money and what money does, and we had an opportunity to improve and enhance some of the things that they were saying and some of the skills that they already have.
And of course, definitely we know that's going to be beneficial. And also what we're here to discuss this morning as well is the business conference that is happening. Let's speak a little bit about that. So you're focusing on managing with foresight for SMEs. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that SMEs face in Tobago particularly?
I think that we are moving at a pace of the 1900s, that 20th century. I think we have to move towards utilizing technology. Technology has become very disruptive now, but yet you still find SMEs wanting to either not utilize technology or utilize it partially. And this conference, we want to touch on the use of automation and digitization, also looking at cybersecurity, because once you're using technology, you may be exposed to some security risks. Also, we have one expert speaker that will be talking about the adaptation to change. We have to adapt to the changing dynamics in our economy, in our society. The needs are changing. Technology is moving really, really fast. So all of our speakers will be touching on the things that are affecting SMEs, particularly in Tobago and in the Tobago space.
And definitely, of course, a welcomed conversation. Now, as we are mentioning SMEs, I'm sure there are those who may not necessarily be involved in that area of the industry but would like to attend. Is it open to them, Councillor?
It's actually open to every single business person. And I want to also let Tobago know, even if you don't have a business but you intend to start a business, I think this is well positioned. This conference is well positioned for you as well, because it opens up your mind to what you're getting into. So it's open to existing SMEs, even the micro, small, and medium enterprises, and anyone interested in opening up a business. We also want to encourage anybody who would like to just know what is happening in the business space to also attend. So it's open, I would say, to anyone, but it's targeting micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Now, being open to anyone, that means that more than likely you're definitely going to have a lot of people interested in attending. Is there a registration process, or can people come on the day to be a part of the conference?
There is a registration process, most definitely, so that we can manage the numbers. The registration forms are found on the Business Development Unit Facebook page. If you are not on Facebook, you can call the Business Development Unit at 639-4412, extension 53512. Or you can just dial the operator, and they can connect you to the Business Development Unit. So that is 639-53201 to 53215. If you are having difficulties when you call the Division of Finance 639-4412, the operator can connect you to the Business Development Unit, and they also can register you for the conference.
Councillor Roberts, what would you say are some of the key takeaways you expect those who attend to have to be able to use as they move forward in business?
Key takeaways, most definitely how to get the best out of your business, how to position your business out there, especially where digitization and automation is concerned. In terms of cyber security and cyber threats, it would be very enlightening to know what are some of these threats that we face out there and how to mitigate these cyber security threats. We also have, as I did indicate, I know I didn't get an opportunity to say who our speakers are. I think I'll take the opportunity to do that now. And our speakers are for automation and digitization. It would be Mr. Keno Cox, who has extensive experience in innovation, business development, supply chain re-engineering. And this is the gentleman that will be speaking on automation and digitization, having successfully led innovation of products and services, business development. He did a lot of process re-engineering. And it's also an opportunity, whilst these experts speak, to ask questions, to bring relevant examples of what is happening in your practical space and how you can transform and scale up your operations. And then we have Mr. Ian John. He will be touching on cyber security, and he is the CEO of Cyber Eye Limited, that provides solutions and services to protect organizations from digital attacks. And as I did indicate before, it's an opportunity to ask questions, because sometimes information is so limitless that there are things that you may be just thinking about and you just don't have the answers. So Ian John will provide that insight into that area. And then we have Dr. Marlene Arts, who will be looking at economic outlook and adapting to change. And Dr. Arts is an economist and lecturer, and she has experience in the business sector, strategic planning, decision-making, and assisting businesses to how they are to adapt to change and what are some of the things they need to look at in the economy when they want to scale up their businesses and how to take advantage of some of the things that are happening in the space.
Now, Councillor Roberts, in addition, of course, to the business conference, there are some other initiatives planned. Can you update us on what they are and how they're going so far?
Yes, so as we had Money Moves, that was the initiative targeting the primary school students, and that one is completed, but we will continue outside of Finance Month to go to some other schools that we have not been able to touch in some areas. We did touch primary schools in the Mason Hall area and in the east at Delaford. We will also, as I said, be doing that outside of Finance Month. So from January onwards, we found it fit to go back out to the schools and do some more Money Moves initiatives. Then we had the community sensitization program by the Business Development Unit and the Venture Capital Equity Fund, where they have a caravan going out to 8 communities for 8 days. Actually, today, the caravan goes to Cane and Bonaccord by the Penny Savers supermarket area, and they will be sensitizing the public about the services and the offerings of the Business Development Unit and the Venture Capital Equity Fund Limited. And then on Friday, they will be in Scarborough, and I think it ends next week, Friday. We have next week, Monday, the corporate networking event for SMEs, where we have invited our SMEs, as well as the finance sector, the banking and the credit unions, the business chamber. We all going to come together and network. I have just completed an exercise with the executive where we looked at what our priorities are for fiscal 2024, and we will be bringing that to the fore and informing our business community of what are the projects to expect from the Tobago House of Assembly. And that is an invite-only event at the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex. Remember, I said it's invite-only, so you cannot just come to that event. And we are here to discuss the business conference, which will be on Tuesday, starting from 9, ending at 3 p.m., and that you must register for so that your seats, accommodation, catering will be catered for. And in the midst of all of that, we are having team-building events for our staff. So it's team-building and social events. We have had last night, we had a team-building event in our penthouse where, staff came together and had a time of socializing and fellowship and just like a meet and greet and having some activities to enhance the camaraderie. And the social events will continue throughout the month and it ends on November 28th. And today, we will go out to a community in Mount Pleasant, in the community of Mount Pleasant, as a corporate social responsibility initiative to give back to a home. It's a private home for women and children that does not receive support from the state. It's a privately owned institution, and we would be giving back in terms of food items. They are still doing works on the building, and we intend to assist them to complete their bathroom facilities and to complete the building so that they can have a full facility for assisting persons, the vulnerable persons such as women and children. And I want to tell the public of Tobago to look out for Customer Appreciation Day. I wouldn't want to launch the date yet because I think on that day we will have a floodgate of persons coming to finance. But we will be having our Customer Appreciation Day. So once we have our customers coming to the building for services, we will be showing them appreciation.
Councillor,
and those are some of the events that we will be having for the month of November.
Now, Councillor Roberts, is interesting because you said some of the events and you've mentioned so many things that are happening. But my final question for you this morning is this going to be an ongoing annual initiative? Are we going to see things like this happening to continue to develop the business community?
Most definitely. One of the things I'd like to say is that at the Division of Finance, I think there's a mindset that finance only gives financial support. And I really want to encourage our SMEs, and persons interested in open up and establishing a business to come out to the conferences and things initiatives that we are having, because we don't only provide financial support but that technical support. And I think this year's theme, this year's speakers will bring a wealth of knowledge, experience, and institutional strengthening and the ability for them to scale up in the absence of the financial support that we give. So, yes, this is an initiative that we intend to continue. We will become creative. Next year, you may not see the exact same initiatives, but it will be surrounding that inclusivity, collaboration, sensitization, and education of finance services for Tobago and the support and offerings that the Division of Finance gives to the public.
Well, Councillor Roberts, thank you so much for sharing that. And of course, thank you for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Take care. Bye-bye.
Councillor Petal Ann Roberts, Secretary of Finance, Trade and the Economy, speaking about a business conference and a lot more that is happening in Tobago for Finance Month. Stay tuned. Tobago Thursdays continues right after this break.